Hello and welcome back to Swaggy Amma, and today in this video I'll be sharing 5 easy and quick sweet recipes which you can try during this Diwali. Firstly, we'll be seeing how to prepare 3 ingredient besan laddu. To prepare this recipe, few of the ingredients that we require would be 1 cup of besan or gram flour, 3/4 cup of regular sugar, 1/4 to half cup of homemade ghee. Firstly, take a mixer jar and transfer the regular sugar into it. Now powder this finely. Next, take a mixing bowl and place a sieve on top of it and transfer the besan or gram flour into it. Sift the besan or gram flour well. The reason why we are doing this is it makes the gram flour lighter and also helps remove any impurities if there is any. Next, take a thick bottom kadai, and once the kadai is hot enough, into that transfer the besan or gram flour. Now dry roast this well until it turns aromatic. Make sure to saute and dry roast in low to medium flame, as dry roasting in high flame can get your gram flour easily burnt. Once your besan or gram flour is nicely dry roasted, it turns aromatic and also into a darker shade. You can stop further cooking and switch off the flame. Next, into this, transfer the powdered sugar. Now mix this well, and finally into this add the homemade ghee and give all the ingredients a good mix. Once all the ingredients are mixed well, immediately transfer this into a plate or tray. Now allow this mixture to cool down in room temperature for some time. Later, when the mixture is warm, take small portions of the prepared dough and press it between your palm and finger to prepare laddus out of it. Repeat the process for the rest of the dough as well, and your delicious besan ka laddu is ready. You can allow the laddu to rest for another 4 to 5 hours on top of a paper towel or a tissue paper and later serve this. Now our delicious besan ka laddu or basanundo is ready. You can see how soft and yummy it is. Next, we will see how to prepare jalebi at home. To prepare this recipe, few of the ingredients that we require would be 1 cup of maida or all-purpose flour, 1/4 cup of thick and sour curd, 2 to 3 tablespoons of corn flour. You can also add cornstarch or rice flour instead of this. 1 teaspoon of ghee, half teaspoon of baking powder, and a pinch of red orange food color or yellow food color. 1 cup of sugar, few saffron strand, 1/4 teaspoon of elaichi or cardamom powder, and finally 1/4 teaspoon of lemon or lime juice. Firstly, to prepare the jalebi batter, take a mixing bowl and into that add the maida or all-purpose flour, corn flour or cornstarch, yogurt, red orange food color, and give the ingredients a good mix. Add water little by little and adjust the consistency of your jalebi batter. Keep mixing the batter with the help of a whisker until it is lump-free. And also make sure that the batter is not too watery and is of the right consistency as that of shown in the video. Once your batter is ready, allow this to rest for another 10 to 15 more minutes before further use. In the meantime, take a thick bottom kadai and into that add 1 cup of sugar and 1/4 cup of water. Now give this a good mix and keep stirring this continuously and cook in low to medium flame until the sugar dissolves completely. For this recipe, we do not need one string consistency, we just need the sugar syrup to thicken a little bit. Once the desired consistency is almost achieved, into this add the saffron strand and elaichi or cardamom powder and give this a good mix. Finally, switch off the flame and add 1/4 teaspoon of lime juice or lemon juice and give this a good mix once again. In the meantime, to prepare the piping cone, here I'll be taking a plastic cover and cutting the edges out of it. Instead of this, you can even take empty ketchup bottles, Ziploc pouches or milk packets. Now shape this into a pointy cone and secure the edges with the help of a cellophane tape. Now we have 2 piping bags ready. In the meantime, we are going to take the batter which we had rested for 10 to 15 minutes and into that add the baking powder and give this a good mix once again. Next, take an empty glass and place the piping cone or piping bag on top of it and pour the prepared jalebi batter into the piping bag. Next, take a pan and into that add oil enough for deep frying and make sure the oil is at least 1 inch from the bottom of the pan. Finally, into this add 1 teaspoon of ghee and allow the ghee to melt completely, and once the oil is hot enough, lower the flame to low to medium. Now with the help of the piping cone, prepare concentric circle right from the center outwards. Now repeat the process for the rest of the jalebi as well. It is important to maintain the temperature while preparing the jalebi. As you prepare this in high flame, it can get your jalebis burnt easily, and if it's in low flame, it can make your jalebis soft and soggy. Here I have prepared the jalebi in a medium flame and use thick bottom kadai so it maintains the temperature. Once one side turns nice and crisp, flip the jalebis and cook the other side as well until it turns crisp. Once your jalebis are nice and crisp, transfer this into the sugar syrup which you had previously prepared. Make sure the sugar syrup is hot while you are adding the jalebis into it. If not, you can reheat it. In the meantime, we can prepare the rest of the jalebis and make sure the jalebis which are dunked in the sugar syrup does not spend more than 5 or 10 minutes in it. Once one side of your jalebi is nicely coated with the sugar syrup, flip this over so that the other side can also be coated with the sugar syrup nicely. Keep repeating the process for the rest of the batter as well. For the prepared batter, we can yield about 25 to 30 medium-sized jalebis. Now we can see that the sugar syrup coated jalebis are nice and glossy. You can garnish it with some almonds or pista and serve this hot. Next, we will see how to prepare some yummy rava laddu at home. To prepare this recipe, few of the ingredients that we require would be 1 cup of rava or semolina, 3/4 to 1 cup of regular sugar. This you can adjust according to your preference. 1/4 cup of dry fruits according to your preference. Here I have taken raisins, almond and cashew nut and ghee roasted them previously. 1/2 to 1/4 teaspoon of elaichi or cardamom powder. And finally 4 to 5 tablespoons of homemade ghee. Firstly, to begin with, take a thick bottom pan or kadai and into that add the rava or semolina and dry roast this until it turns aromatic. Saute continuously and dry roast in low to medium flame for your semolina to dry roast uniformly. Please note, for this recipe, we do not need the rava or semolina to turn golden brown, and we just need it to be aromatic while dry roasting. Once the rava is of the desired consistency, switch off the flame and take a plate and immediately transfer the dry roasted rava into it. Spread the rava in the plate and allow this to cool down completely in room temperature. Next, take a mixer jar and into that transfer the regular sugar and grind this into a fine powder. Once your powdered sugar is ready, into this transfer the dry roasted semolina and grind this coarsely. Next, take a mixing bowl, into that transfer the powdered rava and sugar and 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon of elaichi or cardamom powder and give all the dry ingredients a good mix using your hands. Next, take a tempering pan and once it's hot enough, into that transfer 4 to 5 tablespoons of homemade ghee and allow the ghee to melt completely in low to medium flame. Add the ghee roasted dry fruits and the hot ghee little by little and keep mixing the powdered rava until it is of the consistency that you can hold it with your hands. Next, take small portion of the prepared mixture and make laddus with the help of your palm and fingers. For the prepared quantity, we can yield about 15 medium-sized laddus We can see how nicely it is done. Allow this to rest for another 4 to 5 hours before serving them. After about 4 to 5 hours, we can see how nicely it is set. It is soft and easily breakable. Next we will see how to prepare some yummy gulab jamuns at home using milk powder. To prepare this recipe, few of the ingredients that we require would be 3/4 cup of maida or all-purpose flour, 1 cup of milk powder, 1 cup of regular sugar, 2 to 3 tablespoons of rava, 1 teaspoon of white vinegar, 1/4 teaspoon of elaichi or cardamom powder, 5 to 6 strands of saffron, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and finally 1 teaspoon of homemade ghee. Firstly, to begin with, to prepare the sugar syrup, take a thick bottom kadai and into that add 1 cup of water and 1 cup of sugar. Now allow the sugar to dissolve completely. Cook this throughout in low to medium flame, and once the sugar dissolves completely, into this add the saffron strand and the elaichi or cardamom powder and give everything a good mix. Once the sugar syrup is of the right consistency, switch off the flame and into this add the white vinegar. For this recipe, we do not need one string consistency and we need the sugar syrup to just be sticky. Next, take a mixing bowl and place a sieve on top of it, and now into this transfer the milk powder and the maida and sift all the ingredients well. Now into this transfer the rava and the baking powder and mix all the dry ingredients well. Next, to prepare a soft and sticky dough, add milk little by little and knead the dough well with the help of your hands. Once your dough is prepared, into this add 1 teaspoon of homemade ghee and knead the dough well once again. Allow the prepared dough to rest for another 15 to 20 minutes before further use. After resting the dough, knead the dough once again and now grease your palm and fingers with some homemade ghee. Take small portions of the prepared dough and press it gently between your palm and finger to make ball shapes. Your gulab jamun ball should be smooth, soft and not too tight, and also make sure that there are no cracks in it. Repeat the process for the rest of the dough as well. Now take a thick bottom kadai and into that add oil enough for deep frying, and once the oil is hot enough, turn the flame to medium and transfer the gulab jamun balls in it. Deep fry this throughout in medium flame and keep stirring this occasionally to make sure it's uniformly golden brown. Keep repeating the process for the rest of the gulab jamun as well, and take a large bowl and transfer the deep fried gulab jamuns into it. Now pour the previously prepared sugar syrup on top of this and allow this to rest for another 4 to 5 hours before further use. Now our delicious gulab jamun is ready. You can serve this as such or you can even refrigerate it and serve it chill. This tastes exactly like the store-bought ones. We can see how soft and juicy it is. Next we will see how to prepare some yummy Mysore pak. To prepare this recipe, few of the ingredients that we require would be 1 cup of besan or gram flour, 1 cup of any flavorless oil. Here I have taken sunflower oil, 1 cup of homemade ghee, 1.5 to 2 cup of sugar, and finally 1/4 to half teaspoon of yellow food color. If you wish not to add any artificial food coloring, you can even replace this with a pinch of turmeric powder. Firstly, to begin with, take a mixing bowl and place a sieve on top of it, and now transfer the besan or gram flour into it and sift the ingredient well. The reason why we are doing this is it makes the besan or gram flour little lighter and also makes your Mysore pak lump free. Next, take a plate or tray and add 1 teaspoon of homemade ghee and spread this uniformly in the sides and the bottom. Once done, set this aside. Next, to prepare the Mysore pak, we need a saucepan and a thick bottom kadai side by side. Next, in the saucepan, add the homemade ghee and the oil and cook this in low flame throughout the cooking process. Next, to prepare the sugar syrup, add 3/4 cup of water and 1 1/2 cup of sugar. Now give this a good mix and cook this in low to medium flame until the sugar dissolves completely and you achieve one sting consistency. To check if the sugar syrup is of the right consistency, take a bowl of water and transfer few drops of the prepared sugar syrup into it. If it settles in the bottom, you can stop further cooking and transfer the besan or gram flour into this and give a good mix. Keep stirring this in low to medium flame until the besan completely dissolves and is lump free. Finally, into this add the yellow food color and give everything a good mix once again. Once your besan and sugar syrup mixture is ready, into this add a ladle full of hot oil and ghee. Now keep stirring this and cook in low to medium flame until the ghee and oil is completely absorbed. Make sure to cook throughout in low to medium flame and keep stirring this so that it's uniformly cooked. Now keep repeating the process until the ghee and oil mixture saucepan is empty. Now we can see our Mysore pak mixture is nice and porous. The color is also changed into a little darker shade. It is started to separate from the kadai. At this stage, you can immediately transfer it into the mold or the plate which you had previously greased. Now spread this uniformly and gently tap this with the help of a spatula. Once your Mysore pak is spread uniformly in the plate or the mold, allow this to cool down completely for another 2 to 3 hours. After about 5 to 10 minutes, you can mark the shape with the help of a knife. And finally, after the Mysore pak is completely cooled down, cut this once again and loosen the sides and the edges with the help of a knife. Now to unmold the Mysore pak, place a plate on top of this and turn this over and gently give a tap. Now our delicious Mysore pak is ready. You can see how soft and well cooked it is. The color and the taste is also exactly like the store-bought ones. So do try this during this festive season and do let me know on how it was in the comment section. If you like this video, do not forget to give us a thumbs up and to share it along with your friends. Thank you for watching and do not forget to like, follow and subscribe to Swaggy Amma in Facebook, Instagram and YouTube.